Hey there, folks. Quinn here, Mask Garment on the internet. Happy Saturday. And I wanted to go through these source books here. I was going through my long boxes and I noticed I had a bunch of source books. These source books were like almost like trading cards. Back in the 90s, they had trading cards. And they had like, the character. And on the back, they would have like power stats and a little bit blurb about them. So Image, when they sort of came out, they came out with a bunch of these source books for their sort of different universe. This one is a Wildcat source book, issue number 1. It was cool because you could see like a bunch of different takes on certain characters. The artworks were really super cool. Some of them, rising stars like J. Scott Campbell here did, before he sort of really popped off, he did a lot of the Wildcats artwork. And, it has here like the name, height, weight, first appearance, abilities, and history. Super cool. Jim Lee, coming up with some of his stuff too. His artwork popped up in a lot of these because, it's his, properties, really. Spartan, one of my favorite characters. And then they would have like these just like the cards, they have like the weaponry, the ships, it'll point to like the different parts of the ship or whatever, like Spider-Man's web shooters and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And like I said, like J. Scott Campbell doing like a full-on Wildcats piece, which is pretty cool. And Wildcats actually came out with another one sometime later, and this is a cover. This cover is actually early Joe Madureira when he was before Battle Chasers and all that stuff. Really super cool artwork. And this one, Jay Lee puts it down. One of my favorite pieces on this one is Jay Lee's Warblade here. He's not really like in costume or anything, but he's just sort of like says Warblade as Reno Bryson. It gives like a little further blurb about them from the previous one. But you like, this is also one of my favorites. Tapestry by Brett Booth. And they did that. It's like a trading card, but like in book form, the Halo building, the cybernetics, Spartan's machinery. Really super cool. If you ever find like a source book, or you could even just look these out, because like I said, there's great artwork like this. Ion and Lancer by Jim Lee and Alex Garner. These guys showed up in Stormwatch number 2 for like 2 panels. They died, but look at these designs, especially this guy, Lancer. I really, really super like this ninja looking dude. One of I feel like it's one of the best designs ever, and he was literally for like 2 panels, man, which is a shame. But especially like these number 1s, it had like a bunch of up and coming artists, like Ryan Benjamin, Scott Clark, Trevor Scott, Brett Booth, all the major Wildstorm guys. Dwayne Turner busting out some stuff. He actually did the cover for this Stormwatch one. Really super great stuff. And you learn a little bit more about some of these characters through the little blurbs and stuff. But they have like, see how it's all laid out, like who thinks of all this stuff. It's pretty cool. Wallace Portasio, his Wetworks came out with one. He has a really great cover, source book cover here. And I never really got too much into Wetworks, but like I said, I love the artwork of what that's in these books and stuff. Like Grail here is super cool. And then you have like the stats here. Really great stuff from the 90s, And then Cyberforce came out with theirs too. The Cyberforce Universe source book. And they also have like, J. Scott Campbell here, drew Misery here, you know. So it's really cool. But this one, I don't know, it's a little bit weird because it has like this whole page of, and then the stats or the bar here. It's a lot of like empty space, I guess. And that's sort of how I feel about this Cyberforce one. Because like every character is pretty much 2 pages, but then like there's just this space here, man, and it's just a weird thing. But man, look at that. Super dope, man. Jay Lee, man, putting it down. Back in the day, no one draws like this. He doesn't even draw like this no more. But Youngblood also came out with their own. I'm pretty sure they had a source book. Rob Liefeld had a source book. Specifically, they had this one here, Youngblood Battle Zone. And this one is all just weaponry. All like the, APC thing here that they got. And then, the jet. And then, like helicopters and stuff. And then, the weaponry that they all use, like, shafts, bow, staff, and shows his like little wrist thingies, what's in them, the little capsules and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. And then, the battle axe of what's it called, combat, all his weaponry, and just cool stuff, cool little blurbs written by these guys, and that's all I have for you. Happy Saturday. Pick up these source books. They're pretty cool, like like trading cards, like I said, in book form. Really cool. That's it for now. Like, subscribe, share. I'm also making my own comic book called Emergency Signal. Go ahead and check that out. Until next time, God bless.